Welcome to the Feel Good 5, quick tips, tools, and strategies to help you feel good more of the time. Worry is something that most of us experience sometimes, and it's a natural reaction when you're facing any sort of uncertainty, especially if there might be some negative consequences involved. But while it's natural to worry sometimes, some of us make a lifelong career of it and drive ourselves crazy. Chronic worry is destructive on two levels. First, the more you worry, the worse you feel. Think about that. Have you ever felt good after you've been worrying about something? I sure haven't. I end up feeling anxious, tense, and really scared about the future. But also, I believe that worry actually makes it more likely that those negative outcomes will happen. The more you focus on a possibility, whether it's positive or negative, the more of your energy and power you're pouring into it, so it's more likely to happen. So many years ago, I finally broke the worry habit. This was around the same time that I started learning more about the power of thoughts and intentions and all of that. So I understood that I couldn't keep worrying like I had for most of my life if I wanted to improve certain things. But worrying is a really hard habit to break, especially if you're like me and you were basically trained to be a worrywart by your parents or family members. My family was like that. Both of my parents and my grandparents were all chronic worriers, just constantly stressing about this or that all day long. So I learned to do it myself at a very young age, and it took a lot of effort for me to finally stop doing that. But I did break the habit, and now it's just second nature to me to not worry. I just won't allow myself to go there mentally. The moment I feel any kind of concern about anything, and I'm tempted to start dwelling on it and worrying about it, I just put the brakes on mentally and say, nope, not going there. I just won't. And sometimes it can be about really serious things. I'll give you a good example. Someone close to me received a really scary health diagnosis last fall, and she had to have a big surgery and then several months of intense treatments after that. And yes, of course, I was concerned because I knew what some of those possible negative outcomes might be, but I just refused to accept them. I kept telling myself that she would be fine. I imagined her smiling a big smile and feeling great after she completed her treatment. I even imagined the doctor giving her good news that she was fully healthy again. And this person, I should point out that she's a big-time worrier too. So throughout the whole treatment process, she would often express her worries to me. And I kept telling her over and over, don't let your thoughts go there. Your body is always listening to you. Refuse to accept any negative outcome. Keep insisting that you're strong, you're healthy, you feel great, and so on. And that's exactly what she did. I was actually really proud of her because she's kind of stubborn on some things, but she really did her best to not worry. And here's the good news. Recently, she did have that wonderful doctor visit where she was told that she's good. She's healthy again. No need for further treatments. Now, was it the non-worrying that helped her to regain her health? I'm sure the medical treatments played a big role too, of course, and she had an excellent doctor too. But I also think that her positive attitude and her steady belief that she would get better played a huge role. I really do think that had a lot to do with it. Okay, so if you're a chronic worrier, you might be wondering how to break that habit, because it seems like those worrisome thoughts just come up in your mind most of the time. It's not like you're going, I think I'll just sit here and worry for a few hours. You don't mean to worry, but you just can't help it, right? Not exactly. If you listened to the segment I did on default thoughts versus deliberate thoughts, then you might remember that yes, we do all have a stream of thoughts that are running on autopilot. Worrisome thoughts are default thoughts, for sure. But you also have the ability to deliberately think some new thoughts that are focused in a more positive direction. That's the key to breaking the worry habit. So here's how I did it. First, I just started to pay more attention to the times when I'd start worrying about something. And sometimes I wouldn't notice it right away, but eventually I'd realize, oops, I'm worrying about this situation, or this person, whatever it was. And I'd say to myself, I'm not going to worry about this right now. I trust that it's all going to work out fine. And I would shift my focus away from all of the scary possibilities that I was worried about. Now, I'm not talking about things that you can actually do something about here. For example, if you notice that your car has a flat tire, I'm not telling you to ignore it and drive the car like that. In that kind of situation, there's a clear action step that needs to be taken to resolve the issue. But I'm talking about things that you don't have any control over, like someone's health status or financial fears or worry about the state of the world, things like that. Worrying is not going to help anything there. So just start paying attention and noticing when you start to worry. And when you catch yourself worrying, just let those thoughts go. Say to yourself, nope, I refuse to worry about this. I'm breaking this worry habit right now. And then here's the next important step. Focus on some positive possibilities. Even if you're not sure what they might be, you could just keep it general and say, what if this situation could turn out just fine, or even really great? What if there's no need to worry at all? Or if you can think of some specific positive outcomes, then state those. I choose to trust that so-and-so is going to be just fine. I know that financial solutions are already lining up for me. Whatever the situation is, try to shift your focus to some possible good outcomes that might happen. Now, will the worrisome thoughts just go away when you do this? For a few minutes, yes, they will, but they'll be back. Trust me, if worrying is a long-time habit for you, it will take some time to break it. But it's not really a big deal because every time you notice that you're starting to worry, just repeat those same steps again. Nope, I refuse to worry about this. I'm going to focus on the positive outcomes that I actually want to happen. And you might need to do this hundreds of times a day at first, but here's what will start to happen after a little while. First, you're going to notice that your anxiety and stress start going down. Maybe not even enough to really notice at first, but after a few days, a week or two, it's going to be noticeable. You're going to start feeling a lot more peaceful and optimistic instead of stressed and anxious. And then you'll probably notice that things in your outer life start to smooth out a bit, especially if you're the kind of person where you've always got some kind of chaos or upheaval happening in your life. A lot of that is caused by chaotic thoughts. I know you might not believe that quite yet, but just try this for a few weeks and you'll see the change with your own eyes. I'm not kidding. It's incredible when you can actually see the conditions changing in front of you. That doesn't mean your life will be perfect. You might still have some challenges here and there, but way less of them than you did before. Just test it for yourself, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. In the meantime, keep reminding yourself that worry never ever solves problems. Seriously, can you think of any problem or challenge you've had and you solved it by worrying about it? Maybe I'm wrong about that, and please feel free to let me know if that's the case. But in my own personal experience, solutions have only ever showed up for me when I stopped worrying. So try it yourself, and I'd love to hear about your results. Thanks for joining us for the Feel Good 5 today. For more Feel Good inspiration, come hang out with us at the Feel Good Club at feelgoodclub.info. That's feelgoodclub.info. This is Wendy with the Feel Good Club and Wings for the Heart, and I'm wishing you all of the feel good you can handle.